those days when you get beaten up and you even dare to complain to your parents, they'll probably scold us and say, what's wrong with you? Why can't you be a man? I was very close to my brother. My brother, in those days, it was not uncommon again for older brother to bring up younger brother. So he took care of me, and there was a lot of bond between us. My parents had a lot of issues with each other. There were always money issues, and the family was not stable. As a result, I think at a very young age of 13 years old, he started to mix with bad company, and then he got involved in drugs. Unfortunately, just as about when he was trying to turn good, he was attacked by 5-6 people in the streets of Johor. And they used sticks and pipes, and it literally fractured his skull. And from there onwards, he was in coma. I was very affected, and at some point, to be honest, I went in my own room, I went on my knees before God, and I literally prayed and begged. Why must this happen to my family, particularly my brother? In the midst of the prayers, I somehow got the calling that my suffering was actually not without a purpose, and the purpose was to help reach out and save lives. And this was a pact in a way I kind of made with God. It was a very personal journey that doesn't matter what other people think about it, but this was what I had to do. If you really want to survive a real attack, you must be able to take some degree of pain. On the street, the fight begins after the first punch.
Push, pull. So this arm here push, this leg slides back. Not push, pull. Alright, push this arm in front, the leg slides back at the same time.
We're quite proud to say that Kapap Academy is today the top self-defense school. We have managed to penetrate into over 130 companies and 83 or 85 schools by now. Getting people to recognize that the ordinary person can defend himself or stand up for himself, that's achievement in its own right.
As ladies, you don't even have a lot of strength to begin with. Alright? So you want to use a small amount of force that you have, a small amount of strength that you have, to overthrow a bigger guy, and it's possible. We know how to do the right thing. Right hand on the wrist, left hand on the elbow. Okay.
I'll take a look.
1, 2, 3, go.
After I saw how great a job In Chen was doing in reaching out, how she could easily connect to a woman that I could otherwise, couldn't reach the same level of connection, I felt that it was only right that she become the person to lead the organization. She had the heart for people. People respond when they know that you care for them, sincerely care for them. And I was very impressed. She's a very caring person, very kind soul. My purpose of stepping down was so that a better person can lead the organization to the next level.
The journey from being a student to a trained martial artist has taught me a very important lesson. And the lesson is that we all have to recognize we have fears and weaknesses. When I was an anorexic person, I refused to accept and I refused to overcome those insecurities. As a result, it manifests into something that could have taken my life. But after I joined, Kapap, and I started, embracing martial arts as part and parcel of my life, I realized that I could actually face up to those fears. In the process and under the guidance of my teacher, I eventually overcame some of these fears and become a much more resilient person than I am today.
A true martial artist is actually a warrior inside before you're a warrior in fighting. If a guy is good at fighting and that's all he has, how is it different from being a thug or a hooligan? What makes a warrior, all right, is his spirit. His willingness to stand up for the little guy, for others, to right a wrong. That's what makes a warrior. Actually, I think about it from time to time whether or not this effort has honored my brother, or at least, made meaning of his life. The best people to say whether or not I've succeeded would be the people that receive our training. Over the years, I would say that I received quite a few feedback from my students, and generally they felt that I made a difference in their lives, and for that I'm grateful. The message I have for people out there who experience what I experienced when I was young is that there is a way out. I need not be weak. I need not be afraid. I can be the person I want to be in terms of being strong and being able to move on in life if you're willing to work at it.